On a calm, rainy night, when the sky was wrapped in deep mist and the world felt suspended between silence and sound, a man named Adrian made his way toward a hidden valley known only in old travelers' tales as the Echoing Hills, a place where people claimed the rain whispered memories and the mountains held centuries of quiet wisdom. After spending months surrounded by the fast pace of city life, deadlines that never ended, the pressure of responsibilities, and the constant hum of noise that left his mind exhausted, Adrian longed for a place where he could hear himself breathe again. So with nothing more than a small travel bag and a heavy heart slowly searching for lightness, he followed a winding forest path lit only by the reflection of moonlight on wet leaves. Listening to the soft pattering of rain as it fell gently through the tall trees, and by the time he reached the old wooden lodge called the Whispering Rain Inn, the air smelled of pine, earth, and fresh rain, the kind of scent that makes your soul feel like it's returning home. Stepping inside, he was greeted by warm candlelight flickering against wooden walls polished smooth from years of quiet evenings, and the innkeeper, an elderly man named Rowan, whose presence felt as calming as the rain itself, welcomed Adrian with a slow nod and a gentle smile, saying only, "The night is long, the rain is kind, rest as deeply as you wish," before leaving him alone in a room crafted for peace, where a single candle glowed beside a wide window filled with rain sliding down the glass in shimmering silver lines. Adrian sat in a wooden chair facing the window, and as he listened to the rain's soft rhythm, he felt the weight of months begin to melt from his shoulders, each raindrop sounding like a tiny promise of rest, each gust of wind brushing past the lodge like a calming hand, telling him it was finally safe to let go. He took a slow breath, noticing how the night air mixed with the warmth of the room, creating a balance so gentle it felt almost magical. And as the minutes passed, the rain seemed to grow more melodic, tapping lightly on the roof, trickling down the window and wandering paths, and echoing softly through the distant valley. The fire in the corner crackled softly, releasing a warm glow that danced across the wooden floor, blending perfectly with the candlelight to create a cocoon of comfort that wrapped around Adrian like a blanket woven from silence and warmth. Outside, the mountains stood hidden behind layers of drifting mist, and though he could not see their outlines clearly, he felt their presence, steady, ancient, protective, surrounding the lodge like guardians watching over the quiet night. Adrian leaned back, letting his eyes soften as he listened to the rain, allowing memories of worries, stress, exhaustion, and noise to float to the surface only to be washed away by the steady rhythm of the storm. And the longer he listened, the slower his breathing became, matching the gentle pulse of the falling rain. He remembered long days spent rushing, long nights spent overthinking, and slowly realized how far he had drifted from himself, how much he needed a moment like this, a night where time asked nothing from him except to be still. The candle flickered with a soft sigh of wind, and Adrian imagined each flicker guiding him deeper into calmness, deeper into the quiet space inside him where peace had waited patiently beneath the noise. The rain grew steadier, forming a soothing wall of sound that filled every corner of the room, smoothing out the edges of his thoughts until they became gentle, wandering, dreamlike reflections drifting across his mind like leaves floating on a quiet stream. He felt warmth settle into his chest, spreading slowly through his body, loosening every tense muscle and softening every heavy thought. And with each slow breath, he felt more and more at home in the silence. He imagined the rain carrying away everything he no longer needed, old stress, old worries, old expectations, letting them dissolve into the night as the storm cleansed the world outside. Rowan passed by the door once, silent and steady, checking that Adrian was comfortable without interrupting the peace of the moment. And Adrian felt grateful for the quiet presence of someone who understood that true rest sometimes requires no words, only space and stillness. As the night deepened, the rain became a gentle, steady lullaby that wrapped itself around the valley like a soft blanket, and Adrian felt himself sinking deeper into the rhythm of the storm, feeling lighter than he had in months, as if the mountains, the mist, and the rain had woven together to cradle him in a timeless embrace. His thoughts drifted between wakefulness and dreams, drifting like slow-moving clouds across a peaceful sky. And he understood in that moment that not every journey is meant to be loud, busy, or filled with accomplishment. Some journeys, the most important ones, are simply about returning to the quiet spaces inside ourselves. The candle burned lower, the fire crackled softly like a whispering friend, and Adrian closed his eyes fully now, letting the rain guide him into a deeper calmness, trusting that outside the world was being washed clean and inside the lodge he was safe, warm, and welcome. And as the minutes passed, he drifted further into a state of peaceful rest, carried gently by the steady, timeless music of the rain and the comforting silence of the whispering rain inn, where he finally allowed himself to let go, breathe deeply, and fall into the deepest sleep he had known in years.